Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished speakers, my name is Tim Ghaemi. On behalf of the Iranian American communities across the United States, I'd like to welcome you all to this conference, which is held on the brink of the first anniversary of appalling April 8 massacre at Camp Ashraf, perpetrated by Iraqi forces at the behest of the Iranian regime. This unprovoked attack resulted in the tragic deaths of 36 unarmed and defenseless residents, including 8 women, and the wounding of hundreds of others. Before we begin, let me extend my sincere thanks to the Iranian American community, which has made this and other events before it possible by taking pride in its First Amendment rights. And I am pleased to announce that many of the community's representatives and leaders are here with us today, including those from the Iranian American communities of Northern California, Southern California, Texas, Florida, New York, Virginia, Maryland, Georgia, Michigan, Colorado, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Kansas, Massachusetts, Missouri, New Mexico, and others. As many of you are aware, this conference is not the first event sponsored by the Iranian American community. It certainly won't be the last one. Our campaign for a free, democratic, secular, and nuclear-free Iran has endured for the last 25 years, and as has our cause and our support for brave individuals striving to realize these noble goals, both inside Iran and in Camp Ashraf in Iraq. These activities have culminated in expression of support for the Iranian resistance by the majority of the members of the House of Representatives and 1/3 of American senators. We strengthen our resolve to continue and bolster this campaign, especially after the United States transferred the protection of Camp Ashraf to a government in Iraq that is subservient to the hostile government in Iran. This transfer stood in a stark contrast both to the America's written assurance to the residents as well as its obligation under the international law. The campaign was even more intensified after July of 2009 brutal attack against the residents of Ashraf, during which 11 of our loved ones were killed and more than 500 were injured. At the time, many of our elected representatives in various states suggested to us that after gaining congressional backing, we must also work to win support for our cause from prominent American personalities as well as political, diplomatic, and military officials. This was a wonderful suggestion because the unprecedented and impressive efforts made by dozens of the dignitaries in defense of the rights of Ashraf residents and in reminding the U.S. government of its inescapable obligation have actually saved the lives of our loved ones. Their perseverance, courage, and fortitude prevented another humanitarian catastrophe in Ashraf. This is why my colleague and I, as Americans of Iranian descent, are honored to take pride of the fact that our second homeland is being represented by such distinguished, courageous, and enduring voices. Theodore Roosevelt once said, it is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. The brave souls that support the Iranian resistance have said, in addition to the humanitarian consideration and their uncompromising allegiance to the rule of law, they have decided to join this campaign and stand on the side of the Iranian people and resistance for the sake of upholding America's true principle and values. The America that we know is the one that stands with truth, honor its promise, and defends the oppressed. And we are honored to say that we are proud of the America which is identified by you, the most noble, the most patriotic, and the most cherished of all. The people of Iran pay homage to each and every one of you, and those of your colleagues who are not here with us today. There is no doubt that your definitive and determining roles will be made ever clearer to everyone in tomorrow's free Iran, even to those even to today's critics who harbor ill intention and ulterior political motive. I would like to ask everyone to stand up and applaud 1 minute our honorable dignitaries who are here with us today, as well as the ones who are not here. Now it is indeed my great privilege to call Ambassador Mitchell Reiss to the podium to moderate today's conference. Ambassador Reiss is the former Director of Policy Planning at the U.S. Department of State, where he reported to Secretary of State Colin Powell, helped to develop U.S. foreign policy with special emphasis on Iraq, North Korea, China, Iran, and Arab-Israeli conflict. Ambassador from 2003 to 2007 served as President Bush's special envoy to the Northern Ireland peace process. In 2010, Ambassador was named 27th President of Washington College. Ladies and gentlemen, Ambassador Reiss.